Hi there, how's it going? Welcome back to English for Pinoys. So the words are continually and continuously. Is there a difference between the two? The answer is yes, and that's what we're going to talk about in this video, so hang on. Okay, so today we're dealing with the words continually and continuously. Before we go to the difference between the two, first, what's common? Well, they both have the same root word, which is continue. And we all know what that word means, right? We all know what the word continue means. And also, these two words share the same Latin root, which is continuare. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that correctly, but it means to join together or to connect. Now on to the difference between the two. So both are adverbs, by the way. So continually is an adverb. The adjective form is continual. Continually refers to things that recur regularly or frequently in a prolonged and closely spaced series. So I want you to remember that. Things that recur regularly or frequently in a prolonged and closely spaced series. Let's have an example here. Both parties have continually debated the finer points of the bill in the past year. So we're using continually here because we're talking about something that recurred regularly or frequently within a certain period. Okay, there were interruptions, of course. I mean, imagine if the parties debated the finer points of the bill in the past year and they didn't stop, right? They didn't pause. They were just there the whole time inside the, I don't know, the House of Congress. So that's highly improbable, right? And that's why we're using the word continually. So both parties have continually debated the finer points of the bill in the past year. Now, what about continuously? Also an adverb. The adjective form is continuous. Now, this refers to things that happen in time or space without interruption. So the difference now between this and continually is there is no interruption, right? Whereas for continually, there was or were interruptions when it happened. Okay, let's have an example. The sun is shining continuously despite the bad weather. So imagine a day and you have dark clouds and maybe sometimes it's raining a bit, but the sun was still shining the whole time. Okay, so here you can use the word continuously because even though it was dark and maybe it was raining every now and then, but the sun was still shining. So you can say that the sun is shining continuously despite the bad weather. Now, if we represent these words with timelines, continually is at the top while continuously is at the bottom. So you can see there, remember the definition of continually refers to things that recur regularly or frequently in a prolonged and closely spaced series. But as you can see, there were also interruptions there. Okay, so the arrows are the occurrences of the event, and there were interruptions. There are pauses there, right? Whereas in continuously, it's something that happened in time or space without interruptions. It's from point A to point B in time or space that happened continuously. So that's the difference between the two. Let's have more sentences. Let's start with continually. So if you say the company's policies are continuously being updated, that's incorrect because, well, I'm sure if the policies of the company are being updated, there has to be, or there have to be points where the updating has to stop, right? It didn't happen continuously. Okay, so the correct term there is continually. The company's policies are continually being updated. Let's have another sentence for continually. He aims to continuously improve his behavior. Again, the use there is incorrect because you're talking about something that, of course, has to be intermittent. It can't happen continuously that someone is actually improving his behavior nonstop, right? So the correct word there is continually. He aims to continually improve his behavior. Let's have continually this time, and we're talking about time. So the guest speaker spoke continually for half an hour. That is incorrect. We're talking here about something that happened uninterrupted. Okay, so the correct word should be, or the correct word is continuously. The guest speaker spoke continuously for half an hour. Well, some might say, well, he might have spoken for half an hour, but I'm sure there were pauses. Maybe at some point he grabbed a glass of water and drank, right? But we're not talking about that nonstop action itself. We're talking about the talk, okay? The speaker speaking continuously for half an hour. Of course, there were pauses, but we're not talking here about the series, okay? We're talking here about something that happened continuously for 30 minutes, for half an hour. So you use the adverb continuously for that. Now, for an example for space, these toy blocks are lined up continually from one end of the room to the next. So we're not using the correct form there. We should be using continuously because we're talking about something. Imagine toy blocks, right? Like you have inside a room, you have toy blocks, and they're lined up from one end of the room to the next, and there are no interruptions. So therefore, you're going to use the word continuously for that. So I hope that that is clear now. I have a quick tip now. For continually, we're talking about something frequent and intermittent. And for continuously, we're talking about something uninterrupted or ceaseless. The key question that you need to ask yourself is, did the action ever stop? If the answer is yes, then you're looking for the word continual there because there was an interruption. It was frequent, but it was also intermittent. But if the action never stopped, it was uninterrupted, it was ceaseless, then you're using the word continuously. Okay? So I hope that's clearer now and it was helpful. If you did find it helpful, give this video a thumbs up and share, and of course subscribe if you haven't yet. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.